Hello, we're live. How exciting! We're back. This is amazing. Welcome to BUZZKEIL. Welcome to the new series 3, and it's all a bit different now. I'm in a new studio, and it's quite something. And I'm really excited to show you what this whole new setup's like, and hopefully make some tunes by the end of it. By the end of the night, it should be really good. So thank you very much for watching tonight's show. It's really good to be back, really good to be talking to people, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be great. And yeah, just a big welcome to the show. It's been a long time since I did a live stream. It's since last November. I wasn't too sure, I had to look it up, but last November was the last time I did a live stream. And my life is very different since then, I'll be honest with you. The reason I haven't streamed in ages is because just everything has been happening, everything's been changing. November was the last stream. In December I got married, and that's what I was expecting to get married. That was the bit that was planned for. What wasn't planned for was moving home. I kind of knew in January that it was going to happen, but we found this place in January, and we moved in April. I think it's April that we moved in, and this meant for the first time that my setup is not in the corner of a living room. I've actually got a dedicated room with all of the gear. This is the room. This is what it looks like. And yeah, I can close the door. No one's going to be bothered by my noise, my talking. And I can feel a whole lot less self-conscious when I'm running this show. So today's show is going to be really a tour of the setup, what's going on, and how it all works, making some tunes. If you've got any questions along the way, please ask, and I'll do my best to answer them. A few hellos. Hello, Arctic Generator Pete. Very good to see you again. Thanks for tuning in. Scott, my man, thank you. Hola. And this is someone I haven't spoken to in a while. Ben, great to see you, man. Thanks for tuning in to the show. Hope you can enjoy it. It's been a long time. And yeah, let's talk about gear. Let's talk about what's happening in this crazy studio. I've got 4 cameras set up, just like before on the old stream, in the old place. This is the main one. And this is the reverse shot, so you can kind of see, if I get out of the way, when I'm talking about the equipment and the gear, this is a shot that I'll probably use quite often for that. I've got a third camera angle, which is the one you saw earlier, which is just this one. You can see kind of the room and some of the equipment in. I've got a fourth camera, which is kind of acting as a close-up camera for me today. And this one I can kind of move around, so I might spin it around to show different bits of equipment close up. That's quite handy to have. So this is all powered by an A10 Mini, which is my vision mixer, which kind of lives sort of off camera just down here. I think you might be able to see it on this angle. Yeah, this is the vision mixer. So it takes 4 cameras. I'm not going to lie, I do want to get one that takes 8, because having 8 cameras in this room would be incredible. It would be great to just kind of show off more angles and have more stuff going on. They're quite expensive, so maybe one day I can upgrade the vision mixer and get myself some more GoPros and stuff like that. So in terms of camera equipment, the main one, this is the main one. This is my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Which is kind of, let me just, can you see it on this angle? You can kind of see it, it's just over there, but if I go to this one and spin it around, you can kind of see it's got a teleprompter and stuff hooked up to it. The camera is behind there somewhere. It's quite a bit of a beast, to be honest. So that's the main camera. Behind me, this is the Panasonic GH5, my trusty camera I've been using for years and years. Yeah, really great, good picture quality, great for streaming. Then I've got 2 GoPros. This is a really old GoPro. This is a GoPro Hero 5. I've had this for many years. It does 4K. It's one of the first ones to do 4K. And it's fine for like shots like this. It still looks really great. No complaints. This is the GoPro Hero 8, black. And this, as I said, will be the sort of the roaming camera. You can kind of see my screen and the setup and what's going on. Let's just tilt that down a bit. So that's the camera gear. That's the camera setup. And that's what I'm going to be using for live streaming and stuff like that. And let's talk about some of the gear, because that's the exciting bit. We're here for the music stuff now. So let's go to this camera angle, and this is the main desk. So I'm just going to stand out the way. Let's stand to one side. And basically the main bit of equipment, the focal point of this setup is the Maschine Plus, which I have here. And I got this yesterday, actually. It's a bit of a last minute change, because actually, you know, some of my patrons have seen a slightly different version of this setup, because I've moved stuff around. So I got this second hand off of Facebook yesterday. It's the complete A61, hooked up straight to the Maschine Plus. I just wanted some decent keys, just to play some lines in and stuff like that. And I used to use a Artura key step, like a little one. It just wasn't cutting it for me. I just wanted something a bit free, you know, something a bit more usable. So this is the Maschine Plus, and everything you see, everything else on this desk goes into the Maschine Plus. This means that I can just basically sample or create little loops off of all the other synths and stuff. And it's connected to this by my mixer, which is just over here, which is my Roland MX-1. This is the Roland MX-1. So basically, the line out goes into the line input of this, because you've only got two audio line inputs into this. So this is the Roland MX-1, and basically everything is connected to this, which is then connected to the machine, if that makes sense. The reason I have the MX-1 is because I have on my desk quite a lot of Roland gear, and the Roland gear all hooks up via USB, which is really, really convenient, because it sends over audio as well as the clock. I'd lied to you earlier. I've got a fifth camera, which I'm going to show up here. There you go. I've got a Logitech stream cam. I look really shiny. What's going on there? Right. Okay. So you get to see me as well. An extra shot there. Right. So yeah. So it just sends over audio and the clock stuff. So it all just syncs up, and it's perfect for that. And then I've got a whole bunch of analog inputs and stuff, and a digital input, which is what other things like the Korg stuff and some of my vintage gear is connected to. And that's basically how this is all kind of possible, how I can connect all of this equipment, which is great, because it means I can just sample or put in little loops or something. So let's have a chat about some of the other gear, really. And if I go to this angle, for those who watched the stream before, you'll recognise this. This is the Roland MZ707, which used to be the main focal point of my setup. And it is great in so many ways. The sounds are fantastic on it. I love the Roland sounds so much, and it's why I've kept it, even though it's kind of been relegated to a sort of second place on the setup. The sounds in it are fantastic, but the sequencer, when you're trying to put together tracks, I mean, I used to have a joke, this ongoing joke for people who watched the stream before, about quantized death. The MIDI quantizer on this thing I've just never got. It's never been great for me at all. And my dream device, to be honest, would be a combination of the Maschine that we have here and the MC707. I want the screens, I want the sequencer, and the sampling. That's great. The Maschine sounds are fine. You can produce a lot of music. I have a lot of the packs for this, and it's fine. But actually, I just love the Roland sounds. So my dream would be a sort of a merging of these two, and that would be, an absolutely brilliant device. But it doesn't exist yet. So at the moment, everything's kind of separate into the MX-1. And then if we go right over to this side, I've got a Roland TR-8S, which is a drum machine. I love it. I think it's great, and it's so quick to use and to get beats going. It's fantastic for that. But I'm not sure how much use it's going to get, particularly as I'm going to be, quite often making drum beats on the Maschine instead, because it's just easy. It's really good. There's a random synth sound on here. I'm gonna have to reset that kit. Anyway, yeah. So I'm not sure how much use the TR-8S is going to get over here. I'm going to keep it, and then there's some stuff to figure out, really, I think, before we go anywhere else with that. So then let's go over, so let's stay on this side while we're here. And this is one of my favourite synthesizers. It's the Korg Op6. It's the FM synthesizer that I've got over here. I love FM sounds, FM synthesis. The presets on here sound amazing. I just love it so much. So this is hooked up to the MX1, and then I'll sometimes play lines into the Maschine to record stuff. And yeah, I just think it's a fantastic synth, and so that had to be part of it. What I've got, and this is going to be really hard to show now because it's kind of buried down here. I could just pick it up, couldn't I? I do have a Roland TB3. These are really limited. If you're making like acid house, it's great. Not much else. And if your acid house is 2 bars long as well, so it's quite limited, but it is fun. You know, if you're putting together a really solid house beat with loads of distorted bass and just like dirty bass sounds, it's fantastic for that. I really dig it. Again, not something I'll use very often, but it will come out from time to time. This isn't connected at all. This is my Roland VT4. I used to do a lot of vocal stuff on the stream before. Haven't hooked it up yet. I'm still sort of figuring out if I'm going to do any vocal stuff. I don't know. We shall see, but it exists there anyway. And then I'm just going to move a bunch of stuff out of the way. And if we go to camera, I'm already on camera 4. If we go down here, below the MX1, I've got some pedals. It's great to have some pedals set up now and connected together. So I do have a power supply right underneath here for everything. I've got my Hall of Fame, which is all of these pedals are connected to the MX1 and they act as a bus, the bus effects basically. Yeah, it's really quick to whack on some reverb, which is really handy for some of the vintage stuff, which I'll kind of talk about in a moment. So yeah, we've got the Hall of Fame 2, nice reverb pedal. Then we've got this TC Electronic, this June 60 chorus effects, which there's not much you can change in terms of settings, but it does sound really nice. It does like thicken up a sound. There's lots of really good stuff. This one over here is a recent acquisition. Shout out to Nick and Lloyd for getting this for me for my birthday. This one is sort of a bass effects pedal preamp. It's got like you can add octaves and stuff and fuzz and you can boost and do some compression stuff, just have some fat bass sounds. I'll talk about guitars and stuff in a moment because they're all kind of up on the wall, and I'll talk you through what I've got. But I did get a 5-string recently, and I think because I've got one more empty channel strip, I think that will go to that, so I can record some actual guitar or bass straight into the Maschine as well, which I think will be great. So that's kind of some of the newer things, and then if I go over to this side of the setup, back to camera 4. I got this at the same time as the Op6. This is the Korg Wave State. For the Op6 and the Wave State, I still need to connect up via MIDI to the MX1, just so there's a bit of time synchronization on that. A great sounding synthesizer, loads of different kind of layers. You program layers, so you press one key and a whole bunch of other stuff comes up, and I'll do a demonstration probably a bit later on for that one. Great sounds. I still with both this and the Op6. The Op6 I've got a bit of a better handle on, but a Wave State blows my mind. There's so much to it, and I haven't really properly learned how to use it yet. If we go up to here, I've got my JDXI. This is the synthesizer that I've probably had the longest. Absolutely ages. Probably about 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Ages. It's a limited edition red one. And it does 4-track recordings on it. You can have drums, a bass, chords, and a melody or something like that. It's got some really nice. The reverb on it's really nice. The arpeggiator effects are great. Limited sound palette, but it's fine. I do use it occasionally, and that's kind of what's going on with that. I'm now going to go over to what's on the shelves over here. There's a few bits I've got over here, which I'll just kind of spin around and show you. So this is the first bit of vintage gear that I've got over here. This is a Roland CR68. It's a vintage drum machine, and I'll be kind of hooking that up from time to time to just do some sample stuff into the Maschine, which is really cool. Yeah, I mean, there's no MIDI on this one, so in terms of synchronization, that's not really happening. But it's got some basic beats. It's kind of fun. It's fun to use, and I look forward to kind of sampling it and playing around with it a bit more. And the next below that, I've got a Boss Katana Air. It's a wireless guitar. Got a wireless thingy built into it, and then you can just have all your amp sounds through that. And it's got an app, and you can download all the Boss pedals. It's great. I don't use it anywhere near enough as I should do. But it's really cool. Okay. Let's talk other stuff. Let's go to this camera angle now. So, what I have, it's a bit difficult to see. If I go to this one, you might get a bit. You can just see it's kind of off in the corner. I've set up camera 4, which I've got over here. This is a Roland SH2000. This is another. Both this and the CI68 came out in the 70s. This is designed to sit on top of like an organ, and it's got a bunch of sounds. And I love the way you change sounds. It's got basically got these kind of little switches at the bottom here that you use to change between the different sounds. The sounds are basic, but when you add in some reverb into the mix, it sounds massive, and it's really a lot of fun to use. And then I'm just going to actually get out of the way. I'm going to show you what's behind me. This is probably the oldest bit of gear I've got in here. This is the Roland RD-800 digital piano. I use this all the time on the stream before. I'm just using it as a digital piano now. Yes, and that's kind of the setup in terms of kind of gear and things. Let's talk about guitars. I've got some guitars on the wall. I've got my Fender Jazz Mexican 5-string bass over here. I've got a Fender Fender Professional Strat. I bought this just after I recovered from Corona, and it is made in Corona, California. So I took that as I have to buy this guitar because of that. I've got a Taylor electric over here, and I've got a Squier Jazz bass, a 4-string over here. I do have some other guitars. So behind me, let's just go to camera 4 again. I do have, it's a bit of a crap acoustic, but I've got a Washburn acoustic. I've got an Ibanez ukulele, and then my mum got me a Fender Jazzmaster ukulele as well, which is really very nice. Let's just spin this back round. Oh, hello. So that's kind of what I've got going on in terms of guitars. In terms of other bits and pieces, I don't use, when I'm making music, I don't really use the computer. That was the whole purpose of this setup. You know, I don't like software instruments and stuff like that. I'll use them if I need to just add something in post-production, but generally I like to build compositions using actual hardware stuff. You know, I want the electronic music gear I use to be playable, and I want to twist knobs and press pads, and I want to touch the instruments really, and clicking and moving stuff along with a mouse just isn't the same really. Yeah, so that's why I've got this kind of hardware set up. Now in terms of a computer, over in this corner over here, I've just got a 13-inch MacBook Air, 16 gigabytes, 2 terabyte hard drive. I got rid of the Mac Mini. I sold it in the end, mainly because I don't like, if I'm going to mix and stuff, I don't like sitting here. It's just not comfortable. My favourite place to mix is on a sofa with some headphones. That's how I made my last album, to be honest. It's just more comfortable. I just like to be comfortable when I'm doing that. And yeah, it's hooked up to this screen here. I use Logic, and again, I only use Logic for mixing and mastering, post-production stuff. I might add some MIDI instruments or whatever afterwards, but most of the sounds you're hearing are made using hardware. And my last album came out in March, April, I can't remember now. It was made entirely using the Maschine. And what's really great is I can record absolutely anything I want into the Maschine, then I can export it out to an SD card. Multi-track audio. Even the individual drum parts are on separate tracks, which is great, and it supports high resolution audio as well. So I take the SD card out, whack it in the computer, all of my stems are there, and then I can go away and mix. And it's just a dream workflow for me, because it means I don't have to touch a computer till I get to the very end of the process. When I compose, when I'm making music, I want to be using instruments. I don't want to be clicking stuff with a mouse. That's just not how I like to work. So it's really great. Yeah, it's just a really great kind of setup, easy to use. And yeah, this is how I'll be making music now, which is really, really exciting. That's kind of the setup, really. I think I've kind of gone through everything I wanted to. Just check my phone. Yeah, pretty much it, really. That's the setup. So I think what I'll do is just going to make some music, really, and get on with some stuff. And you can kind of see the workflow and how I might do it. And I'll kind of talk you through it as I go by. So one of the things I might do is I just might use the Maschine to create a drum beat. And let's just find something from here. And the thing is, you are really spoilt for choice in terms of sounds. So I'm going to just go through different drum kits. They auto play. Oh, that's a bit tasty. Let's just for that. What's that? Yeah, cool. I wasn't expecting to find a drum kit that quickly, but I'll take that. Yeah. All right, fine. Let's. Okay, cool. Let's record something in then. All right. Do let me know if the sound levels are okay actually on this one. Will be kind of handy. Now what I'm going to do is I've got an auto switcher on my Vision mixer and it does some pretty funky stuff now. So I'm just going to run the cameras between the different angles. This angle looks really blue now. Anyway, I've got a colour balance problem between this and this. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to find another instrument. In fact, before I do that, I'm going to save this. The Maschine is great, but it crashes a lot, I can't lie. It's a great workflow, but sometimes you just get really, really unlucky. Let's just call this live. One. That'll do. Right, just gonna save that. Here we go. Here's one of those funky angles where you see two things at once. Ooh. I'm gonna have to do some colour balancing, man. The main camera looks so blue, and my webcam, this one, looks so warm. I do have my windows open because it gets so hot in here. So if you hear background noise, sorry about that. Okay, fine. So let's look for a sound. Let's go through. Let's find a. Oh, I accidentally recorded all that. Whoops. Oh, okay. I left the record button on earlier. Such an amateur. No, I'm not going for that kind of vibe. The thing is, I'm scrolling through all of these sounds. I'm still on the letter A. That's kind of fun. What's this sound? It's nothing like what I'm looking for. There's a sort of overtone which is kind of not quite sitting with me. Cool, let's go with something on that. Great. All right. Hello mother, thank you for tuning in. And we're joined today by Billy. How's the new gaff? Wicked, man. It's a nice place, got my own room. I'm not in some corner of my living room anymore. I've actually got somewhere nice. And yes, natural light. Luckily the neighbours are behaving themselves. I like this, it's a cool sound. Alright, what I'm going to do is record another pattern, another set of chords. So I had this chord, this one, alright. Let's do a third pattern. Alright, cool. Alright, so 3 patterns. Fine. That'll do quite nicely. Got the chords sorted. Let's do something else. Let's use another instrument. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the Op6 and look for a bass sound that can kind of go over that. I have to turn on sampling. It's going to be sampling from over here. And hopefully that is the sound of my Op6. How exciting. Let's turn off the... I've got loads of reverb on this at the moment. Okay, fine. So, let's find a bass sound. Going for a walk now. I swear 90% of this new stream is going to be me going through different presets. Right, I found the basses already. Okay. Oh, that's the bass sound I want. Yes, please. Right, okay. How long do I want the loop to be? I think it's 8 bars, isn't it? Okay, now, here's where we get to an issue with when we're recording audio into the Maschine. Help, I was talking to my mic. But, okay, Where we get to the problem with the Maschine when we're trying to record audio is that it will record it as a sample, but then you actually have to play the sample in on a pad. So you then have to record it twice, if that makes sense, which is what I'm about to do. One size, and then it should all be there. Yeah, I'm glad you like the bass. It is great sound. And Ben, you are too kind. I'm down for doing some Blade Runner action, absolutely. Okay, fine. So let me just save this again. As I said, this thing it likes to crash. Fine. So now I want to do another sample, and I need to figure out what the chords are for this bit. I can't remember what notes I played, to be honest. No idea. Right. Let's see if we can figure this out. I think we're down to a C, didn't it? Okay. Okay, that's fine. It's 8 bars again. Now, I think I've done this right. Yeah, that's okay, fine. I've got that saved there. The recording audio workflow I haven't kind of got figured out yet, I'll be honest with you. My next pattern was longer, it was 16 bars. And got to figure out the notes again. What did I do before? First note, I can't figure out the first note. B flat. F, E flat and G, I think. Let's try it again. 16 bars. Now here's the bit where I have to go into song mode on here. So scene 1. Oh, I've got to figure out how to use this now. Should have that and that. Scene 2 should have that, that and that. And scene 3 so what I'm doing is I'm just putting all the different things I've been recording into sort of groups, and then when I go into song mode, he says I should. Oh. How do you do it? I ain't got a Scooby-Doo. I haven't used this in months. Uh-oh. So now I've got a silent track, but the stuff's here. Let me just save this again. Okay. You can get into like a song mode whereby you can order all your different material. I can't figure it out. Don't make me Google it live on air. The thing is, when I press play, nothing happens now. How do you do it? Click create. Oh, there you go. I just missed the button. So that's fine. Oh, that was easy. Okay, so when I press play, it's going to go between all 3 sections I just created. Right, now the bit I forgot to do was record Hey man, I think I spoke to you on Facebook. Thank you. I'm glad you liked the Layla cover. That was from the old days. That was fun. I used to do all these synthwave covers. Maybe something will come back. Maybe some more synthwave heading this way. Right, and then why are you doing that? Because I need to go to pattern 2. Oh, I thought I had the workflow for this down, but clearly not. Where am I in the song? Man, no. Why? Oh my word. I should have put it in song mode so soon. Because now I've messed it right up. Right, scene 1. Needs to be 8 bars. It will be put into time. Why? Why are you doing this? This is a mess. Oh. Right, I'll tell you what. Scene 1. Pattern 1, scene 2. Let's talk about some other synths while I work out how on earth I'm using the Maschine. Phantom, oh, nice, Phantom 6, love it. I'm quite jealous of that, nice one, man. How do I compare the Maschine to the 707? I love both, that's why I've kept both. The problem is they've both got the best bits, but not the same best bits. So the Roland's MC707 has great sounds, I love it. All the sounds on it sound fantastic. The sequencer and the sampler is rubbish. I hate it. Whereas this has a great sequencer and a great sampler, despite the fact I'm making the sequencer look really hard to use tonight, but it is really good. But the sounds are like bland. Like if you like a really particular type of music, I'm sure it'd be great for you. But if you're looking for something different, then the sounds in it aren't great. I do own loads of the sound packs for Maschine, but it's just not. It doesn't cut it the same way as the MC707 does. So my ideal, as I said earlier, my ideal device would be a merger of the two, all the Roland sounds, but with actual usable screens and a good sequencer and a sampler. We're not there yet, so I've got everything hooked up together like that, really. Right. Oh, let's work this out then, because I've got I mean, what is going on with my patterns? Right, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Can I clear the pattern? So what I'll do, let's go to the mixer. And I'm going to mute the chords. That's what we'll do. And we'll stop this being so messy. Right. So on that one, scene 1. Pattern 1. Right, pattern 2. It's a really weird way of having to work, but it will do. And pattern 3. Right, now I'm hoping I've done all that nonsense. I'm hoping if I check song mode, I'm hoping this will work. Now how do I get to play all the songs? Why? Okay, some more questions. So what I recommend is a sequencer for a phantom, for live improvisation and building songs. Right, now I fixed that. I'm happy. Right. Right, it depends on what you want to do. It depends on if you just want to build jams for jam's sake, or if you tend to like mix stuff and and do multi-track editing later on. I mean, something like a loop pedal would be amazing for like what it sounds like you want to do. If it's just for like improvising live, I've got a Boss RC505, which would be perfect for that. You know, I used to use it on the stream. In fact, I think you saw me use it on the Layla recording I did in the first series of this show. That's what I was using to build it all together. That was the exact bit of equipment. A loop pedal might be good for that. What it wouldn't be, a loop pedal wouldn't be good for is if you wanted to then take the track and then do multi-track editing on a software sequencer to mix or master or whatever. That wouldn't work for that. But it sounds like if you're just doing like improvisational stuff, a loop pedal would absolutely be the one. Would Maschine Plus be a solid linear sequencer similar to an MPC? It's not really a linear sequencer in a traditional sense. It's all loop based. You build loops and then you group the loops together, and that's how you piece together a song. It's not, it doesn't feel that linear. You know, that it's a tricky one. If you want something more like a traditional DAW, the best answer for you is a traditional DAW. You know, hooking up to a computer and stuff like that. I can't. This isn't a sequencer. It's a groove box. You build up ideas and layers. I'm using it in quite a weird way tonight when I'm where I'm recording stuff into it and sampling and stuff. The workflow is clunky, and I still have to get used to it. I can't really recommend it for that kind of case. What do I think the MC707 is best at? I love, as I said before, I really love the sounds on it, and I love the speed at which you can compose. Particularly if you've got like a small MIDI keyboard hooked up to it. I love that workflow. I think it's great, and I've produced some of my favourite ever bits of material on the 707. Stuff I haven't released yet because I need to just make sure I finish it, but some of my favourite ever writing has been on this. And I absolutely love the workflow and the piecing together of ideas. And I think that's a real strength. As I said before, I hate quantize on it, and the overall sequencer is a bit rubbish, but in terms of building ideas, I think it's great. I love the effects for performance, the performance effects, the scatter effects, and so on. I think that sounds really good, and those kind of things. I just love all the physical controls for each of the 8 channels as well, the volume and the effects and all the other stuff. I love you got that individual control over each track. Whereas on something like a Maschine, you have to do lots of menu diving. So I think the MC707 is really good at a lot of things. I still sort of prefer the Machine's workflow. And you know what? I love the pads on it. I love making drum parts. I swear I've switched the Maschine now. I love making drum parts on the Maschine. The velocity sensitivity, you can build quite dynamic sounding drums on that, and that's something I really, really like about it. Yeah, so it's pretty sweet, to be honest. It's a sweet kind of pairing, but as I said earlier, my ideal device would be like, I tell you what, I could get rid of quite a lot of my equipment if I had like a really solid keyboard with a decent keybed, with Machine's kind of screens and sequencer and sampler built in, and the pads built into it, but all of the Roland sounds, like a massive kind of workstation like that. That would be phenomenal. And I think I could probably sell most of my equipment if such a thing existed. Particularly if you could download sounds for it, I could sell pretty much sell everything else. But it's okay. That doesn't exist yet, so I don't have to sell anything. Right. Okay, let's go and make something. What the hell happened there? find a nice lead sound on here, I think. And I don't really know what lead sound I'm looking for until I find it. Let's go on to dirty for the character. Put something on. Why is it giving me 1 bar? Why? There's some funny workflow quirks. Bit naff. Let's try a better recording. No, don't like it. Like that though. Have I looked at the new MPC Key 61? Yes, I have. Yeah, I have looked at that. I haven't looked at it much. I looked at Lupop's video of that. It looks cool. It looks cool. I haven't really tried any MPC stuff. I did consider the MPC 1 or the MPC Live or whatever it was called. Both of those. Yeah, I don't know. It's something to look at. I could do with like going to a shop and trying it out really and just seeing how it kind of feels as a workflow. It's certainly really interesting. My issue, I suppose, is that, and it's the same issue with something like the Maschine. All these groove boxes with sort of doors inside them, they're really low powered. The processor's weak. It's got 4 gigs of RAM. It's the same with this, and it's the same with the MPC Key. Um, that just concerns me as a limitation, because that's, you know, we're talking £1,700, £1,800, I think, for those. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if my buy me a coffee donations take off, I can invest in one. But I think I'm a bit of a way off dropping all of that cash quite yet. But it's certainly interesting. I need to do some more investigating. But I do like the thought of that. Absolutely, it's something I'm going to be checking out for sure. Okay, so my question now is, how do I go to, like, so on scene 1, I want that. On scene 2, I want that. Fine. Okay, fine. Okay, right. go from there. All my scenes keep changing, that's really annoying. Cool. Alright, I'm going to save this for now. I'm not going to work on this anymore. This might be something I come back to. I clearly got some bits I need to learn. The song mode's baffled me because I've used it before. I've made a whole album on this, and yet for some reason I can't get the sections of the song mode to stick. I don't know why. Anyway, I'll figure it out. That's going to be it for today's show. Thank you very much for dropping by and all the lovely comments and questions and stuff. It's really been great. So thank you very much for that. Let's do a quick promo for the shop. Yes, there is a shop, BUZZKEIL.shop. Look at that fine merch you can get. Bags, t-shirts, bottles, mugs. There's even like a pint glass on there, I think, as well. With all the BUZZKEIL branding. Check it out. Go to BUZZKEIL.shop to get your merch. Enjoy. Lots of you have been buying stuff already. I love it when people buy stuff and then take photos and they send me the stuff wearing the t-shirts and things. Do you know what? I don't even own any of this. I need to get myself some BUZZKEIL merch because it does look pretty good. I do like the new logo and I like that red colour. That red colour looks really good. Right, let's go to the ending bit, which hopefully this will work. Yes, it does. Yippee! Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and all of your comments and things. There was the end of what was that the end of? It was the end of episode 1 of the show. And yeah, thank you very much. Hit me up on Twitter at BUZZKEIL, Instagram at BUZZKEIL. I'm on Reddit as BZZKL, so look me up on there. And BZZKL on SoundCloud. BUZZKEIL Music for the music channel. If you go to just YouTube/BUZZKEIL, you get my tech channel as well. If you liked what you saw, please consider donating to my Buy Me a Coffee page. That'd be most kind of you. Just a small donation here and there. I tend to reinvest the money I get into equipment and stuff. And of course, if you want to join me on Patreon, head over to patreon.com/BUZZKEIL and join me there. And in response to one question I've had, am I on Discord? I'm not on Discord. I've tried using Discord. I've got no idea. I look at it and I'm baffled by Discord. I've got no idea how it works. Feel free to hit me up on whatever, really. What do I check? Reddit or Instagram is probably your best bet. They're the ones I check the most if you want to get in touch. And I'll be back soon with another show. I'm not going to lie, it's probably be another couple of weeks, I think. I'm away next weekend. So it'll be another couple of weeks. And that gives me time sorry, to learn how to use Maschine properly, because it was my undoing on a few occasions today. But hope you enjoyed the show. Lovely of you for commenting and liking and all that stuff, and it's good to be back. It's nice. A new home, a new setup, a new place to be. It's all fantastic. Look at that. Oh, doesn't it look nice? Anyway, have a great one, and I shall see you all very soon. Laters.